Hi guys, it's Vixen, and I just wanted to film, I was going to say a quick update video, but it's not going to be. So yeah, strap yourselves in, get a snack, or I don't know, I'll probably have some of the information in the description bar below, but not all of it, because like I said, this is going to be long, and I don't want an essay down there. I have a list of things here that I want to go through. First and foremost is my health. I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, know that I have been sick. I was not expecting it to last as long as it did. I thought it was just going to be a couple days, maximum a week, and then it lasted so much longer, and I am happy to say that I am mostly better now. As you can tell, I have my voice back, which is a plus. I'm still very, very tired, quite run down. And as such, well, I'll get into that in a second. It's probably going to be pretty rambly, and I'm sorry for that. But I don't really have any rhyme or reason to this. Yeah, I'm well enough to record again, is essentially what I'm trying to say. Also, I'd like to point out that the lack of content is not usual. I usually have a backlog of content available, so that if for whatever reason I cannot record or edit or any of that good stuff, I have some content that I can still put on my channel. It just so happened to be my bad luck that I got sick a couple of days before I was going to record more content, so I couldn't record, and then I ran out of content, and you know the rest. So yeah, basically until I am 100% again, I will be doing shorter LPs, just because longer LPs are quite physically exerting, at least in my case, because I like to play them all through in one go, if physically possible. Obviously, if it's like 100-hour long game or something, I would probably die. But yeah, I'll be sticking to shorter LPs just until I feel completely 100% again, because I feel like there's no point in pushing myself to do a longer LP and then making myself sick again. That would just be more irritating to everyone, I'm sure. I don't think the shorter LPs are necessarily worse, but I do generally like more story-driven things which tend to be longer. But for now, shorter LPs. Hopefully you still enjoy them. I'm hoping they will still be enjoyable to play as well as to watch. Yeah, so my next LP will most likely go up on, I'd like to say Sunday, but it's probably going to be Monday, because I have to do a thumbnail, and those take me a while, depending on the amount of detail in them, but they generally take me at least a couple of days to do. And today is, well, it's Thursday. It's technically Friday because it's like 4 a.m. right now, but it's Thursday because I haven't been to sleep yet. And I don't have the time in between that to record and do the thumbnail and do the editing, most likely before Monday. So look for a new video on Monday. I have no idea what time it will go up, but oh my god, I'm going to make it go up, whatever happens. Oh, this is kind of like a little side tangent. I also wanted to point out to people who don't know, I am a full-time university student, and I also have a job, so the window that I can record in is quite small, As well as this, I also live in a house with other people who do not like noise of any kind. And because of that, I can only really record when they're out, especially if I'm doing longer LPs that generally requires a weekend, and that doesn't happen very frequently. But, I have good news for you on that front. I have built a shed. Yeah, it's not fully complete, and by that I mean the shed is done, but it's a shed, and I live in England, and it's November, and it's very cold, and it's just a shed. So, my plan is this. I am going to insulate it. The main reason for that is going to be actually soundproofing, but, added bonus of warmth. Never a bad thing, and I can deal, and it will be a space where I can record freely, which is magnificent. So yeah, I don't know when that's going to be done. I have to find enough free spare time to actually put it together, and again, I don't want to overexert myself until I'm better. But hopefully it won't be too long, and in the meantime, I will record in the shed as it is, which will be lovely, I'm sure. But yeah, hopefully it won't be too long, and it will mean that I have more freedom to play more frequently, and I will still play... Okay, how do I explain this? I had a video a long time ago now. It was an update video. I'll use one of the little, card things, the suggested cards. I've never used those before. It's very exciting. I will link that video because I'm probably not going to explain it very well, and there's, diagrams and everything in that, so I go really in depth in it there. But basically, on my channel at any time, I have a block of games, and the purpose of the block is to have as much variety as possible within the LPs going on. And within one block of games, there will be 4 different LPs, generally. Sometimes there'll be a wild card, but generally it's 4. And 2 of those will be going on at any one time, sometimes 3, I don't know. But basically, I have a story-driven horror game and a story-driven random that can be any genre, and those 2 games will generally be on the longer side, usually 6 hours or more. I prefer more around 9 hours ish, and they'll go up on alternating days. When one of them runs out, because very rarely are they the same length, I throw up a shorter game that's a wild card. It can be literally anything, and it just gives me a lot of freedom to choose a random game as long as it is 6 hours or less. Or, yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then somewhere in that block I will throw in a one-shot. That is a video that is an hour or less, thereabout. And again, can be anything. So basically, if I have 2 very horror-focused main LPs going on, the random that I throw in will probably be something completely different, just for the sake of variety. So yeah, that's basically how the blocks work. But now that I have the shed, I will probably still keep the blocks going, but I have more freedom to throw in random little things as well, and to add in other LPs, sometimes as games are released, because before that I couldn't do that just because I didn't have the freedom to record when I wanted to. So now, as games are released, I will be able to play them depending. I have a Mac, so not everything is released on Mac, unfortunately. And also, for anything that is released episodically, I will not play that game until it is completely out, because I like to play the whole thing at once. And I feel like you lose some of the immersion and just the atmosphere of the game if you have to keep stopping after every, I don't know, 2 hours or something, and then wait a month for the next installment. I would much rather just wait for it all to come out and just play it at once. I know that Walking Dead Michonne's story is supposed to come out sometime during the fall this year. That, I believe, is episodic. And I don't know how many episodes it's going to be, because it's supposed to be like a short thing. But I think it is supposed to be episodic. So, again, I won't play that until all the episodes are released. But the moment they are, you can bet I'm going to play it. As long as I don't have any like serious assessments or crazy job commitments. I have a game that I've been dying to play ever since it came out. And then I got sick. And it's been driving me crazy. So, it is a longer LP, so I won't be able to record it until I am 100%. But the moment I look so forward. It'll be a nice welcome back as well. So that's something to look forward to, and hopefully you'll enjoy it as much as I hope I will enjoy it. Let's all enjoy it all around. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. No, what? Oh, my mind these days. Yeah, so basically, Shed gives me the ability to record more frequently, but maybe that's not the right way to... with more freedom, with more choice, almost, because it means that I can record kind of whenever I want to, and then I can pick and choose from those LPs what I want to form the block, rather than having to film specific games for the block, because I knew I wouldn't be able to record for a while after that. So it just means it'll be nicer for me. And it also means that if you guys suggest a game for me to play, I can actually get to it generally faster, because before that, like I said, I liked to have variety, and sometimes too much of one genre threatens to get through. And it takes a while for one complete block of games to completely go through, especially since I tend to play longer games. So, yeah, the current block at the moment that was kind of put on hold, the story-driven horror, was Penumbra Necrolog, which, by the way, did you know they released another segment of that game? I thought I'd finished it forever. Yeah, they released it on Halloween. I can't remember what it's called. It's called like The Trials of something like that. No, I don't remember. I don't remember at all. But if you have Penumbra Necrolog, and I was wondering about this, whether it was going to be a continuation of, I was going to say Requiem, but it probably would have been Black Plague, or Necrolog, because Necrolog was a mod. It wasn't actually made by Frictional. But yeah, it's a DLC, I guess, of Necrolog, and it's supposed to answer all the questions. I've no idea how long it's supposed to be. Apparently it's supposed to be really short, but that could mean anything. So yeah, I will be checking that out. Don't know when, but I am going to finish that series if it kills me. What was I talking about before that? Oh yeah, current blog, Penumbra Necrolog. I think what I'll do is actually just do another... I'm going to have the shorter LPs, and I've got 2 that I think I'm going to go up soon. Starting on Monday, one of them should be up anyway. And then I guess I'll just let those run out, and then just kind of add an extra freebie story-driven horror game into the block. Or maybe Penumbra could be a freebie. Maybe that works better. Just so the block is out there again, and peace is restored to my kingdom, or something along those lines. It's been a long day, guys. Yeah, so basically I'm excited to be recording again, and I was so sad that I missed Halloween. I wanted to do a Halloween special, and then I got sick and I couldn't. It was also really hard to find a game that was specifically Halloween. Like, I didn't want a game that was just spooky because my channel is predominantly horror. That's kind of what I do. And it was really hard to find like a Halloween based game. And in regards to that, I would like to do a Christmas one. So if you have any suggestions of Christmas based games, like specifically Christmas based, I don't care what kind of genre it is, as long as the main focus is on Christmas. Yes, that works. I don't know how many games, preferably good, preferably enjoyable. It would be nice. Preferably also on the shorter side, like, I don't know, maybe half an hour-ish. Just so, it's just supposed to be like a Christmas special, so just like one episode. And if there's a few, I'll do like multiple Christmas episodes. But I'm not sure how many there are. Also winter-based games. Any winter-based games, and I don't care how long those are. Preferably longer, and with story, because that's what I like. But yeah, winter-based games. Ice, snow, all that jazz. One of my favourite environments, as well as underwater environments in games. Those are always nice as well. So yeah, if you have any suggestions for those, let me know. What else did I have to cover? Oh yeah, I remember. I feel like my channel has been running long enough now that I should have one, but I don't know if anybody would be interested. Anybody want an FAQ video? Do you care to know anything about me? If you do, post a comment below saying FAQ and then put your question. That's how I'll do it. If I only get a couple questions, I'll just answer them in the comments. But if I get enough, I'll make an FAQ video. Yeah, I'll make the deadline. What is today? Well, it's the 13th, but technically it's still the 12th, and I know it's going to be the 12th for a lot of you. Okay, I'm going to make the deadline 21st of November, that is next Saturday. I'm going to say 6 p.m. UK time, however you care to figure that out. Yeah, and then I will gather up the questions. If there's only 2, like I said, I will answer them in the comments. I won't answer them until that deadline is over, because obviously if you ask me a question and then I answer it in the comments, it's kind of redundant to make a video about it. So yeah, if I don't answer your question, do not be hurt. It is not because I ignore you, it is because I'm going to talk to you with my voice and answer the questions. If you just have a general question about any of the updates or anything like that, just ask below. Do not put FAQ unless you specifically want it to be in the FAQ. If you put FAQ, I'm not going to answer it until I do the FAQ video. And I feel like if you have a question about something that's not FAQ related, you don't really want to wait a week for the answer. I'm sure there was something else I was supposed to talk about. Oh yeah, something else I wanted to address. I'm not sure if anybody noticed, but the quality of my videos, like actual video quality, changed a few months back, I think. Is that what it was? Basically, the software that I use to record my screen, they got an update, but it was released as a completely separate software, so you had to buy the software again which is crap, plus it's expensive. But basically, the new software is so much better in every aspect except one. It records files a lot smaller, which is good. I haven't got to the problem yet. Which makes it a lot more easy to record because it means it doesn't eat up your memory. Because that was a huge problem with the last one. But the only issue I have with it is actually exporting videos from it. So in the last one, I would export an episode lossless, which basically means it's as close to the original quality as possible. It does make very big files. Like my average file size then for a 15-minute video at that time was about 5 gigabytes, which is freaking massive. Now, with this software, if I try to export it lossless, say your original video size is 5 gigabytes, and then you export it. If I try to export it in lossless, it's like 50 gigabytes. Like, what the hell? Where are you getting the extra information from? I don't understand. But obviously, that is not something that I can do. I mean, that would take me, like, with my crap internet, that would take like 2 weeks for me to upload. So I can't do lossless, and the only other option is to do a file size that is a lot smaller. Like my files are generally below a gigabyte now. Obviously you lose quality in that, and I've been trying to play around with it so that you get the best quality, but so that the file is not 50 gigabytes. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna release an update or something, but at the moment the videos that I am producing are the best quality that I know how to produce. I am self-taught, so any tips are nice on like settings to export things on. I use ScreenFlow 5, by the way. Is that what it's called? I think it's ScreenFlow 5. It doesn't say. It's basically the newest version of ScreenFlow, whichever one that is. Yeah, if you know how to use that and you know what the best settings for like gaming videos are, I would much appreciate any tips that you have. Because at the moment, in specifically, especially certain environments, like generally any environment that has mist or fog in a game will look terrible in recording software, but especially when you dip the quality and you up the exposure, then it just looks god awful, and it is the bane of my existence because it happens so much in horror games that you have mist or fog, and I have tried in vain to solve it, and I don't know how. But yeah, if during an LP you ever get like a weird jolt, is the best way I guess I would describe it, like frames missing or something when I save, it's just because that means that basically I've stopped my recording. Wow, stutter. Stopped my recording so that I can save it. Just because I'm very paranoid about that. The last edition of the software that I use, it would eat up so much memory that sometimes it would freeze when it was recording because it had eaten up all my memory. Sometimes the software as well, just the memory that it uses to run. Sometimes you just need to like restart the software. But yeah, if there's ever like a random jolt in the save, it's basically just that I'm saving my files. I tend to like to save my recordings every hour and a half. Obviously if it's a longer game you're going to have quite a few of those. But yeah, just basically because I'm paranoid. Thankfully the updated software is a lot more stable. It is so much more stable. It is glorious. So I don't really have that problem so much, but I don't want to push it. So yeah, that's why. Just wanted to add that in. Yeah, that was that. Oh, also for the internet, some people may know that last October I moved and my internet became terrible. It was an upload speed of about 2 megabytes and it was a download speed of about 2 megabytes and an upload speed of about 0.3. So it was freaking terrible. It has since improved, but it's improved drastically, but improvement from that, even drastic, is not still really that great. It's still slow by stands. It's still so much phenomenally slower than my last house, but what can you do? So basically, I cannot upload a video more than every other day just because it takes that long to upload, and also because I have other commitments. I don't mean this to sound negative, but between my job and my university studies, obviously those two things are priorities, and if something happens in those that I need to give my attention to, I will over YouTube. That is why I usually like to have a backlog of content that's edited, it's got a thumbnail, it's all that jazz, so that I can upload it if for whatever reason I don't have the time. If something else comes up to take my attention away, I can still provide content for you. It just so happened that this time there was a lot of bad luck and I didn't have any content, and I am sorry for that. There was nothing I could really do, but yeah, I should be back now, and the next LP should be up on Monday. So yeah, let's just recap. I am feeling better. Thank you for everyone who sent messages to me, by the way. It's very nice. I didn't get them until like now. Well, not exactly now, obviously, but like now, just because I've been like MIA. Obviously when you feel crap, you don't like check your YouTube messages. At least I don't. Yeah, so until I'm completely better, it'll be shorter LPs. Yeah, there's a shed. That now means that I have more freedom to record. I have a job and I'm a student, so I have less time. Oh dear. I have other responsibilities is maybe the better way to say it, I don't know. And if you have any suggestions for Christmas or winter themed games, let me know below. And if you have any questions for an FAQ video, let me know below. Don't forget to put FAQ in front of it, otherwise I will just answer it in the comments because I won't think that you'll want an FAQ of that question. Yeah, I think that's everything. I would really love to have the next LP up on Sunday, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Like, it's a shorter LP, so I know that recording isn't gonna take me too long, and I can upload it. I can edit a first episode reasonably quickly, but the thumbnail, guys, thumbnail takes me so freaking long. Like, I do so much research for my thumbnails. Like the last one, the To the Moon, what am I talking about? The bird story one. I researched hang gliders, guys. I researched the harness, I researched the helmets, I researched the pose that you are supposed to be in on the hang glider. I researched designs, and I couldn't find one, so I ended up with boring rainbow, but whatever. I think the most research that ever went into any of my thumbnails was probably for the Back to the Future ones, because that's the only LP where I've actually changed the thumbnail within the LP, because usually I have one thumbnail for the whole LP, just because two reasons actually. One, I don't have the time to be able to do one for each one because they take me so long, and two, because I don't like to add spoilers to my thumbnails. I like my thumbnails to be ambiguous but still get the atmosphere across. So I don't like to show any elements of the game, and I feel like if I had to create an episode, if I had to create a thumbnail for each episode, it'd be very difficult to still create the ambiguous atmosphere, especially for like longer LPs, and still make the thumbnails actually interesting. And I feel like I'd resent thumbnails, so I still enjoy doing them, and so I'll keep doing them this way. But yeah, the Back to the Future ones, I changed the outfit that I was wearing in the thumbnail depending on the era that I was traveling to in time, or technically Marty was. And oh my god, guys, I researched the fashion of that time, of that place, during that era. I researched so much fashion, and then I designed my own based on that research. And oh my god, the 19th century dress, that took me so long. There were so many ruffles. I was not prepared. But I'm proud of it, and I like how it turned out, so it was all good in the end. But yeah, if you hadn't noticed, hopefully you've noticed, I like to do my like persona and my thumbnails in the style of a character from the game. And I mean like as if I were a character in the game. I just think it's fun. I think it's kind of fun to see what I would look like as a character in the game, in the environment. And yeah, I just like how it works. I like to like blend it in with the setting as well as possible, and I like to make it as though I was me in it and not just like copy another character. So like, oh my goodness, next time you play a Telltale game, pay very close attention to all like the facial features and like bone structure and body structure and all that. Oh my god, they are so unique and individual. I had to do so much research. I went through so many minor characters looking at different facial structures and poses and stuff like that so that I could figure out what most closely resembled mine and how to actually draw mine. Oh, it took so long. But the hardest ones I find are actually ones where you don't have an image to work off. Like generally fictional games, you don't really ever see people, so I don't know how to draw myself in the style of the game. So you'll notice in any of my like Penumbra playthroughs, I'm wearing as physically concealing clothes as possible. I've got like just the eye showing or something like that, because I have no idea what style they were going for. Usually when I buy a game, I buy it, if available, with the concept art, because that usually helps, but not always. And yeah, fictional games, not really one to show you people, so I have a hard time trying to figure out how to put myself in the environment. But yeah, we have digressed. I'm sorry, not you, me. This is all my fault. I think I covered everything. Yeah, Christmas games, FAQ, deadline, 6 o'clock in the evening UK time on the 21st of November, next Saturday. If you have questions, don't forget the FAQ. If you want to just ask me a question now, do not put the FAQ. If you want to know more about the blocks, how I like create the blocks of games, of why not? I'll add the card here again. I'm sure it'll be fun. Yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to update. This video is freaking long, and I apologize for that. But hopefully I got everything across. If I didn't, or you have a question, again, I feel like I'm just saying the same stuff. It's very late, that's my excuse. I'm very, very tired. But yeah, I am back. And I look forward to recording again. It's going to be very exciting, and it's going to be very exciting when I finish the shed and have like my own space. There's going to be so much freedom, because before I couldn't record one-off videos because I just didn't have the space or the ability, and now it's going to be exciting. It's going to be like my own little office. In the garden. I'll be like a gnome. Anyway, before this gets any longer than it already is, thanks guys for sticking with me and for understanding, and also for sticking through this video if you got here. It's long and I'm very impressed. Thank you. But yeah, I will hope to see you all very soon, and I hope you'll have a lovely afternoon, evening, morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are. I will see you all in the future. TTFN and cheerio. I waved.